Okay, I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Kelly Griffin is the lead specialist for the computer science specialist. She helps support Governor Hutchinson's computer science initiative, and she's going to kick us off here. Kelly Griffin.
Hello, thank you guys for joining us. I want to give just an overview of computer science in our state, and I'd like to start off by just talking about the number of jobs that are available to our students. Currently, the number of jobs available even in our own state versus the number of students that are majoring in computer science, there's a huge gap. And over the next 2 years, the gap is only going to increase. And so part of our goal is to start making sure our students are aware of computer science and how that may tie into some of the interests that they have. So I do want to say that Mr. Anthony Owen, that you guys have seen quite a bit, is the Director of Computer Science, and I am the lead computer science specialist for the team. So just talking about the number of jobs that are available, one of the things that code.org has put out is that computer science is a top-paying college degree, and that it's growing 2 times the national average. So some of the exciting things though that have happened in Arkansas when it comes to computer science is in 2014-15, when we first began looking at our numbers of students that were choosing to take computer science, we had just over 1,100 students that were participating in a computer science program. In 2015-16, we had a very large increase of almost 4,000 students that were choosing to take computer science. And I want to point out the fact that this is an elective. And so when I say that they're choosing to take these courses, that to me is even more exciting. This is not something that our students are required to take for a graduation requirement. So each year we have seen a nice increase. So 2016-17, we had 5,500 students. 17-18, we were up to almost 6,200, and this past year we actually exceeded 8,000. And so it's very exciting to us that the programs are continuing to grow in Arkansas. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Oh. So I do want to talk about some of the state requirements for computer science. So we'll start, going the wrong way again, sorry. So we'll start with Act 187, and in 2015-16, every public high school or charter high school was required to offer at least one computer science course. So in the past, there were districts in our state that were offering computer science, but with this act, it made it to where the students across the state, regardless of the area they were in, would have access to computer science. So one of the other things that we've put in place in Arkansas that I'm really excited about, because we know that in any content area, the earlier students begin to get exposed to these things, the more likely they are to pursue them. And so for Arkansas, we have K-8 standards that should be embedded into other content areas. So this is not a course that has to be taught alone, which sometimes that's what our teachers fear, because especially in an elementary classroom, they're very stressed for time. The whole goal is for them to actually implement this in with a science, a math, a literacy, a social studies, enhance some of those lessons, but be very intentional about some of the computer science vocabulary and some of the different tools and things that may be available to them. And really, across the state, as we've worked with different teachers, many of them have been excited about it. They enjoy learning more about some of these things and can definitely see where it ties directly into some of the things that they're already doing. We also have what's called a coding block. So in the 7th or 8th grade, all students should have a 4 to 5 week section of coding. So sometimes that's in different sections. They may have what's called key code. They may put that into some of their other business classes. But all students are expected to go through 4 to 5 weeks of this coding. And that's extremely important for our students, because at that point, they're able to get familiar enough with it to know if this is something they would like to pursue. So I do want to point out that with our high school credit, it can actually be used as a flex credit, and many of our students and sometimes some of our counselors are not aware of this. But the flex credit can actually be used. So they take that level 1 or 2 computer science course. They can actually use that in place of their 4th math or their 3rd science. And actually, if they've taken a level 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, they could use that for the 4th math credit and the 3rd science credit. So very exciting for some of our students, and a great way to show the connections there with our math and science courses that are available. So we do want to make sure that we are supporting and we realize that we need to increase that enrollment and we need the diversity there. So the chart we have here is showing that we actually have, this past year, we had 73% males in our computer science courses, and we had 27% females. It's an increase, but we need to work on that. It's something that definitely needs to be addressed, and it's one of those things that we are certainly working on of how and why, how to get the girls interested and why they may not be. But that's where I say the foundation that we're laying from K through 8 can start to change some of that for us. And in fact, in our robotics section, one young lady said that that's not something that she would have ever considered had it not been for a program like that. So, but we also know, even in our minorities, that we need to make that change. Again, the gap is decreasing, but we definitely know that we need to work on some of that, and we are being very intentional about trying to pull some of those different students in. One of the things that has changed in Arkansas over the last few years, when this first started, we have several districts that were offering a computer science course, but a lot of it was virtual, and that's great. But what we found is that when we started to place the teacher in the classroom, a face-to-face setting was where our program began to grow. So we had, for our students, we had over 7,000 that were in a classroom with a teacher. And so we didn't have as large a portion there with virtual. But we can't say enough about how important it is that we have a classroom teacher. It makes all the difference. It starts to build the program. And so we have teachers every summer that are coming to different trainings that are pursuing that certification, and we're very thankful to have that type of dedication from the teachers across the state. So I do want to make sure you're aware of some different ways that you can find information. Obviously, all of the computer science specialists are here, and we would be happy to sit down with you and talk about some of these things. But from the ADE website, there is a computer science page that I want to make you aware of. So anything that is dealing with computer science, this is where you would find it. So we have CS Ed Week, first week of December, that different announcements from the governor are posted. We have the contact information for all of the specialists, so if at any point you need to contact one of us. But another important link is what we call the fact sheet, and it's a document that is constantly updated. It was created in April of 2015, and I think as of April of this year, there were updates to it. So it's not a document you ever want to print. You will always want to reference that document to get the latest information. And we also have a link to all the professional development that the CS specialists host. I don't know about you guys, but there are times where when you log in to try to find that professional development, it can be very difficult, and this form has absolutely simplified that. It will show you the date, the cooperative, and then it will have a link that you can immediately go in and register for these. So any of the, even throughout the year. So definitely we have all of the summer offerings there now, but we constantly update this document to make sure you're aware. I would like to encourage you, if you're not already receiving emails through our computer science listserv, it is a great resource as far as any new announcements that may come out, whether it's grants or information about some of the events like this. Also, we have teachers that communicate. It's a great little community there that we'll have teachers that will come in, email, and several other teachers respond with ideas or information that they may have been looking for. So I strongly encourage you to sign up for the computer science listserv. And this is actually the document. If you are looking for, I was showing you guys where on the ADE site there is a link to that, but this is also a little link to all the professional developments. We would love to see you guys participate. We have professional development for K4. So any of our teachers that are working with our younger students, we have a professional development for our teachers that are teaching 5-8. We have the coding block. We actually have a 5-8 lead teacher program that I would suggest that you go check out more or come see me and I can tell you more about. And we also have the high school training each summer. So all of those are listed on our document. And I do want to, I know Mr. Owen talked about the different computer science specialists that we have here, but I did want to put this up just so that you can put a name to the face and the different areas that we're in. And I also want to point out that while we may be housed in a certain area, we are statewide. So please feel free to contact any one of us, and we would be happy to help you. So, all right, so my name is Kelly Griffin, and like I say, if there's any of this that you'd like more information on, please see me. We would love to talk to you about computer science and how to help you get involved.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Don't run off yet. Sorry I wasn't able to be down here to introduce you and help you with that session. I was getting Miss Scott started down in the Summit Arena. Great session going on down there, but appreciate what you were sharing. Kelly's not one to talk much about herself, so I'm going to take an opportunity. Kelly has had the distinct pleasure, extra responsibilities, the headaches of being my lead CS specialist over about the past year and a half now. So that means that whenever I start yelling, she's the first call I usually make. But she has done such a wonderful job, along with all the CS specialists. Really, I don't have to yell much because they all work very hard and do what they're supposed to. But I wanted to share with you all that Kelly is coming to the Department of Education as of the 1st of July. She will continue in the role of lead CS specialist, but we are turning computer science at the department more into like we treat math and science currently. Kelly is going to become more or less a program manager over computer science at the department. So she gets to see a little bit of the dark side, so to speak. So, but it will help me, and she'll be instrumental to my office. So I want to tell her I appreciate that. That said, our CS specialist over here is supposed to be getting me a link to the registration document. Leslie, do we have it yet? She's not listening. Leslie, do we have the link to the registration document? Reason being is I want to give away some door prizes. Can you email it to me? If you have not signed into our registration document, go do it real quickly at the front table or over here, and you will have an opportunity to get a door prize as soon as we get the link. Tell you what, whoever has my iPad, just bring it to me and I will pull up the spreadsheet from there. While we're waiting, if you have not met Dr. Sani Mangana back here at the back, the author of the T3 framework, he joined us. He actually had some trouble getting into Arkansas. Flight was delayed in Atlanta, but he is now with us. He is signing and giving away copies of the T3 framework book. He's going to be doing presentations throughout the day, and also our keynote presentation tonight at the CSTA dinner. And we have the iPad coming now, so I just didn't have the link to it on my laptop. Thank you, Stacy. For that, you get the first door prize, which is a handy-dandy Padfolio CSforAR logoed and will hold an iPad. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to randomly choose. Matt, give me a number between 1 and 95. Pi, so 3.14 rounds to 3, so that's Susan Gilly. So Susan, are you in the room? Not, you don't have to be present to win, but we will mark you down as a door prize. How about another number? Matt? 15. How about Patsy Garlington? In the room? No? Okay, that's fine. We'll mark you down. We'll send it to you. Kelly, number? 12. We are going to 95, y'all. But anyway. Tony Chambers? No? Okay. 89. 89 is Jennifer Hardesty. She in the room, Jennifer? No? Okay, one more, Kelly. 75. Brenda Hill. Brenda Hill in the room? No? Okay. Did anyone in the room actually sign on the form? Anyone in the room actually sign in the registration form? Okay. Well, 3 y'all come up here and get you a door prize. Come on. Come on, Mark. Mark, you didn't sign. Mm-hmm. Sandra did. And who else do we have there, Kelly? Sandra, who's that? Who's that? I need a name. Beely. Okay. Thank y'all. We will be back with the next speaker here shortly.